Hi. Now, let's see if this works. I'm now going live. Give me a like or a love or a comment. Just let me know if you're there, because Facebook have changed how to do Facebook Lives now. So just when I think I get the swing of things, I don't know. So it looks like it's working. Let me know if it's not working, would be super cool. And I have to giggle because today we're talking about how to adapt in chaos. And as I sit here trying to figure out how to do my Facebook Lives, that was definitely a chaotic moment for me. Now, when we talk about chaos, we have different levels of chaos. So obviously in the world right now, there's a lot of coronavirus panic going on. There's a lot of media hype. There's a lot of family. There's a lot of people in their doom and gloom. And so for this, for me to look in, it's quite sad to see how people are actually not leveraging from this opportunity that's actually out here. So this was more created out of frustration, out of gratitude, out of the people I've been talking to. So if you've got any questions, just fire them away at me. It looks like it's working. Don't even know if anyone's on, but we'll just crack on with this anyway. So how to adapt in chaos, which was perfect for me this morning, is three things I was focusing on. Was to keep calm. Calm is such a simple word, yet when we go ourselves into chaos, sometimes it's quite hard to sit in that calm state. So it's just take a moment, stop, breathe, and focus on where I am right now. Then you can start strategizing, because when you're in a calmer state, you can actually see things a lot clearer. When I think about trust, I say calm, trust, belief. Trust is another one, that you trust that this is actually going to get you through. That right now it's just a chaos in the storm, or wherever it's at, it's just right here, right now, and that's what's going on. So have that trust that you're going to be okay and you're going to come out the other end. So trust and belief really come hand in hand, because belief to me is actually another overall being of having that trust, is a belief that it's going to work out. And when I say a belief, a knowing that's inside you that whatever's going on right now is just temporary. It may be temporary for 24 hours, it may be temporary for 2 hours, it may be temporary for 6 hours, it may be temporary for a month or longer. It's just temporary. So it's a belief that this is just temporary and it's just going to get to a different level. The next thing I want to talk about is patience. And patience is an interesting one, because patience is something that I personally struggle with. So having to hold my tongue, having to be quiet, having to wait others in turn, having to wait for other things to happen, having to wait for other people to do things for you so you can get through. Patience is really important right now. You don't know what the other person or persons are dealing with. You don't know anything that's going on in their world. So have patience that they're doing the best they can with what they've got. You're welcome to ask people, can I help you? If their time frame of doing things is not getting right, that's entirely up to you now. And even though we're a little bit more fragile around the world about what's going on with the virus right now, it's also about just be aware of other people. Just be aware. It doesn't mean you've got to be on eggshells and tippy-toe around them. You know, direct your questions, but ensure that they're quality questions and they speak from the heart. So when I talked about a trust and a belief, we talked about, I was thinking more about how we've all survived past experiences. Now, I know life isn't honky-dory. We say honky-dory. Well, I do. Isn't been roses and smells beautiful throughout life. There's been challenges and there's been knocks, and there's times that you've probably wished you hadn't have got out of what the situation you're in, or times when you'd wished you'd got out of the situation you're in. But you've all been through something that's been a past experience. You know, maybe you've dropped money in your business, or you know, you've lost money to something else. You've had a job restructure. I know when I first started my working life when I was 16, my first 4 jobs I was made redundant in. Now, that didn't stop me from doing what I was doing, but it actually made me really assess, is this job going to be the one? Is this not going to be done? So after the fourth one, I decided there's got to be something more than that. And I started looking at working for myself. And that was purely around because of those things. So I'd had job restructure. I'd had that past experience. And I looked at how I could leverage that and learn from that. Not saying, you know, when you work for somebody, there's going to be job restructuring over working for yourself, because that's just another level of job restructuring. Then the other thing is, you know, past experience. You may have had a partner, may not have had a partner. You know, you may have children. Your children may be out of town. Friends may have done things to you. Friends may have said things about you. Friends may not have said things about you. They've been friends have said things about other people. We've all survived past experiences. No matter what level of chaos it's been in, we've all survived. So remember that trust and belief that keep calm, have that trust and belief that it's going to be okay because you have experienced that past stuff. I'm going to encourage you actually to throw out some stuff that you've experienced, although I can't read it now because I still haven't figured out how to do this, but I will get this mastered for next week. But let me know what you've been through, the past experience of what you survived in, because it's really important to know and recognize that you have been through Shitsville. It's okay. You know, we've all been through Shitsville. I've been through Shitsville. You know, a couple of weeks ago I was going through chaos as well. You know, we've all been there, we've all done it, and we've also learned how to adapt into that chaos. So going back to that again, go back to being patient, 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 patient. I can't reiterate that enough. Then we looked at, I looked at strategizing. I'd love you to now strategize about what's best for you and the situation you're in. Because right now is different to what's going to happen tomorrow. Right now is different to what's going to happen next week. Right now is different going to happen to 2 months' time. So be aware of what's going on, and the goalposts are moving, not even daily, they're moving hourly, minutely. Sometimes there's countries doing all sorts overseas right now, and other countries are following, other countries aren't following. So just strategize what's the best way to look at things. So look if you do have company insurance. I know the governments have put out quite a few subsidies in New Zealand, and I know in Australia and America there's things happening. But look at what your company insurance has got going for you. You know, if you're a sole trader, did you have insurance that protects you from income? Have a look at those things. And talk to other people as well about what their company insurance is. You know, if you've got a broker, this is where you pay your broker. You're paying your broker because you've had that. Don't spend all that time on the phone, on hold. I also encourage you to email, and knowing that email, sometimes you don't get an answer straight away, but sitting on a phone for 3 hours waiting on your company insurance is very frustrating, whereas if you can email anytime, day or night, and they will get back to you. And I'm sure they're going to increase their email capacity to allow that. Look at who, when we talk about strategize, look at who you can collaborate with. Who are the people who are in your industry, or even people who aren't in your industry that you can collaborate with. Do something that is not something that you've always done. So there's a reason why this is happening to us all. And it's about, if we can strategize about what we can do, is amazing. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people who are now looking at doing things online. You know, in Australia, a lot of companies have sent over 20,000, I think, at Telstra, have actually been sent home to work from home. You know, look at what they can do online. There's schools who are doing stuff online now, although they haven't shut them in New Zealand yet. I'm not sure about Australia either, but I know overseas they're doing that. But look at what you can do online, what you can give online, what you can learn online. This is the other thing, is so it's not just about you giving to other people. What can you learn while you've got this time to yourself? What can you learn from someone else's event or package or something like that? What can you do? In New Zealand, we haven't got our schools haven't shut, but we do have a lot of sports after school, and also not just school sports, you know, right up to the higher paid level sports people. They're all on leave at the moment because they're doing something. Now, they're not just going to sit on the couch and eat potato chips and watch Netflix. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. However, they're actually looking at what can they do, what can they do, what can they train, what can they do from home, what can they do without going to the gym, or are they going to the gym, when are they going, what's the best time? So they're really strategizing the whole time. They're professionals showing up, doing what they do best, train to be the best they can. So don't just sell your programs online. Look at what can you buy and learn during this time. There's a lot of people who are going to be doing sales on great sales of their stuff. There's a lot of people giving away free. Utilize it, do it, use this time wisely. And as I'm going to reiterate again, that patience, be patient, patient. Be incredibly patient to what's happening right now around you. And know that the government, even you may not like your government, just know that the government is doing the best they can with all the information they have. You've just got to have that trust and belief in there. And just another 2 key points I'd like to get across during this time is gratitude. And I say this, I don't say this lightly. I say this because stop bullshitting yourself. BS yourself. Look at the gratitude that's around you. Look at what's truly happening. What's actually coming out of this right now. Is it making you look at your finances going, bother, I didn't, damn, I didn't save enough money. I really need to look at this stuff. Look at that, but don't throw yourself in that slump. But gratitude, this is allowing you to look at, rewrite your mission plan, your mission statement. What can you do in your business? What's going on? What can you do to help others? What service can you provide that's out there for the bigger picture and not just yourself when you look in the mirror? What are you doing with people? Are you actually helping people or are you hindering people? Are you better to self-isolate? Are you better to go out there? What are you doing? There's some beautiful stuff where people are turning up at rest homes and sitting outside windows and talking to people because they can't get into their loved ones. And even people who don't have loved ones in town, they're missing those hugs. They're doing different things. So think about what's the gratitude of really going on and how you can actually up-level that of whatever's happening. Gratitude for me, my family and friends, and mainly my family, are all out of town. So it's a little bit difficult for me. And, I would easily just drive somewhere and be with them. But right now I can't. We've all got things going on and we just do the best we can. So just be grateful for what you have right now and what's happening to you right now and sit in this space. Because if you can have true gratitude to what's happening right now, the opportunities will open up to you and you'll see things differently. The media won't get on top of you when the media is saying this, and this. If you're in a true gratitude state, you're not going to buy into half that drama. You're going to look at it and just go, wow, I didn't realize that. Look at what's actually happening when that happens. There's going to be a lot more that's going to come from this. So connect to your heart. Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. It's a pretty simple process. What am I grateful for today? I'm grateful I've got internet. I'm grateful that I've got lighting. I'm grateful that the sun's shining outside because I've washed my sheets and I can put my sheets on the line. There's all these little things that I now have the opportunity to do because I've chosen to be more at home than I am out there in the world. I've missed a couple of meetings this week. I've chosen to do that because I thought that was best for me and everyone else. You don't know who they're connecting with. So I'm doing the best I can with the situation that I have right in front of me. So just do the best for you. When you think of your gratitude, think of who have you connected with during this time? Who have you given a lifeline to? And that may be somebody else, but it may also be yourself. Who else have you connected with? What have you connected in your soul level? What have you learned about yourself this last week? What have you learned about your emotions? What have you learned about the people around you? Have a look at the bigger picture of what's going on. There's a bigger reason that's what's happening right now, and it's just grounding us to get really clear and real on what we want out there. So I look at, for me, what is important. What is important for me is to continue feeding my soul and nourishing myself and helping those around me who I can serve at a greater level than I do. And so I'm in that strategy mode of what can I do to help. I'm in that mode of buying a course or following a course so that I'm going to learn because this is my time to take it up. In Italy, sorry, not Italy, Venice, there's so much going on. We've got fish now we can see in the water. We've got dolphins coming back. We've got in China that there's no limited pollution, so actually the birds are coming back. There's so much that's beautiful that's actually happening out there in the world, and we see this on media, but we also don't see it ourselves. So go outside and have a look and go, what am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for? If I'm in self-isolation, I can still stand outside my house. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to be inside my four walls. I'm grateful for my telecommunication, that I can pick up the phone and talk to anybody or whatever it is. So think of those things, what you're grateful for, and be patient and ride this out. There's a lot of blessings that are going to come out of this. It's just if you choose to see it. So this post really has been today about the coronavirus, but it's also about how to adapt in any chaotic situation. So it's anything that's chaotic, that spins your boats, that doesn't go to plan, anything that's actually out there going on right now. When you watch this, this is about how to adapt in chaos. So I'm going to sign off now. I don't know if there's any comments. I'll be able to jump online and have a check this out. But thank you very much for joining me, people. I will see you next week, and I will talk to you about something else. So enjoy your chaotic week. Doesn't have to be chaotic at all. It's just what you make it. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.